Welcome to a wintry Cape Town. Today I am in the Mazda CX-30 and it has been a car that I've loved for some time. And it's so seldom these days that I get like a little like boutique compact sort of crossover in a way. I don't like, and I'm talking about like a Hyundai Kona or I know there's, they don't sell those anymore, but they're still around. Volkswagen T-Roc or an Opel Mokka, Peugeot 2008. Like, they're kind of the cars for me of like yesteryear. I think there was like a big surge somewhere in my career where, God, it's got some light on because of this. Whoa, that is very bright. There's a lot of shadows going on there. Guys, let's be frank. I'm not amazing with lighting or sound or camera work for that matter. What am I doing? Anyway, back to this, which this CX-30 now has actually received slight upgrade. But before we get to that, I know you guys are used to me and my Hippo evaluations at the moment. So I did put this in to hippo.co today, and the insurance quote that I got, the cheapest one, was like 750 Rand with an excess of 9,500. But what I found interesting as well is so many people ask me, certainly like this sort of range and price range, in fact, about pre-owned cars. And so often people are out of warranty and so they're wanting to buy a new car. That makes sense. But if you want, you can also get a warranty and sort of service plan extension, etc. from the manufacturer, or put the details of the car into hippo.co under the warranty thing tab, and out pops a bunch of quotes. I did that with a CX-30, but I made it like a 2021 model that had like 34,000 Ks on it, which I realized then, but yeah. Anyways, that was very low mileage, but I was interested to see what it would cost. And my lowest quote, I think, was like 112 Rand per month, and it covers like the engine and the transmission, etc. I just think that's like a really interesting add-on if you are maybe not looking for a brand new car, but looking for, to keep your car, but extend the warranty. Okay. So as I said, this has had a slight update. This CX-30 is based on the Mazda 3 platform, but more on that just now. When it comes to features, these Mazda CX-30 are actually pretty laden with standard spec. And now they've just added like a few extra things. I'm in the Carbon Edition. So what it has already got and what comes standard is things like a wireless charger. It's got a head-up display. It has a 10.25 inch touchscreen, which they all have, which a lot of people have mentioned is a bit small because everyone's gone big. And I always think like whatever the trend is, you don't always have to do the same. Especially what I love about Mazda is that they are not into touchscreens. From a safety point of view, which I agree with wholeheartedly, let me tell you. But I found myself being a little bit taken aback here because, I hate a touchscreen, but I've become so used to it that with this, I've struggled a bit where I love the rotary dial, I love using all of that. But sometimes when it comes to like the Android Auto or whatever, and I want to just click start on the maps, you just click it. Whereas here you've got to like sort of move towards it. But like for me, I think it's still safer because my hand down here is not looking, I don't know. I find it better. I find it more safe. It has got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Apple CarPlay is wireless. The Android Auto you still have to plug in, which again, doesn't bother me because then you don't drop the signal over. It's sort of like, there's always fuss, which I like. This also obviously has a reverse camera. It's got 18-inch black alloys, which are pretty beautiful. And now what is added on top of everything is the fact that it now has a electric tailgate, super handy, and a sunroof. It's not it's one of these tools. You know how I feel about a sunroof, so I'm like, cool, keep that. But a lot of people like a sunroof, so I understand. Now this Carbon Edition, just so you know, sits just below the range topping individual, but still has all the safety features. So I think they've all got like dual front side curtain airbags, and then ABS with EBD and EBA, and then it's got dynamic stability control. Yeah, it's just overall, a very well-spec'd package and remains so, and is now just ever so a little bit better. A police up ahead. Is there? It says, are they still there? I don't see them. But it's also blocking my view here a little bit. Now, are you one of those people who then helps? I'd be like, not there. Okay? Oh, it's not a touchscreen. You see, guys? This is the tricky thing here. Okay, it just takes some getting used to. Oh, it doesn't actually even click on it. Okay, I would have been one of those people to say it's still not there, but I couldn't navigate to it. I feel like my whole theory on a touchscreen has now gone straight out the window, and I'm quite devastated by it. But I will stick to my guns. You see, I guess the problem is, I'm going to say something very profound now, and I've only just come up with it. But I think that technology obviously moves towards touchscreens. That's what everything is geared towards, because everything is touchscreen. So when you're not a touchscreen, it's not, all the functions are not going to work as well. Flip, Mazda, what are we going to do? I'm with you on the no touchscreen, but if all the technology is going that way, what are we going to do? Call me in as a consultant. As you can tell, I'm very wise. So all the engines remain the same. It's a 2-cylinder, no, it's not, it's a 2-litre, 4-cylinder petrol engine, naturally aspirated. It's got 121 kilowatts of power and 213 newton meters of torque, and it's made it to a 6-speed auto. Now, the main issue for a number of people is the fact that this is a naturally aspirated engine, and just about all of the rivals, in fact, I think all of them, offer a turbo. And what that means, actually, at the end of the day, for me, because I think, yes, it maybe lacks a little bit of oomph from the, maybe the lack of torque, not lack of, but less than. But it's the fuel consumption is a bit higher. And so you're probably getting a reading of like 8.5 litres per 100 Ks. If you drive a bit better than me, you probably can get it lower maybe, and on the open road. However, because this is based on the Mazda 3, it sort of means that it benefits from that really refined ride comfort. Really comfortable, very refined, very smooth. It's probably one of my most lovely sort of drives within this segment. I mean, I do love a T-Roc, They're more expensive, but I do love them. This, I think, handles beautifully. It's quite dynamic. So it almost feels and looks, obviously, a bit like sportier. So I think a lot of people will go for that, because this is kind of for those stylish young families, right? Or stylish singles who just want more of a look than not. Because, to be frank, I would probably just buy the Mazda 3 for like 20-odd thousand rand cheaper than this. This comes in at 597,000. It's just under 600,000 rand. And you could also, you could get a Peugeot 288 for also around 20,000 rand cheaper, I think. The Mach is even cheaper than that. The T-Roc, like I said, is quite a bit more expensive. And you can get a top of the range Peugeot 288 for like 20k less than this. But with that said, I think this is for maybe a style point of view. Like, if you love the look of it, then you're going to love the drive. Like, I think that it's packaged beautifully. Like, the interior is beautiful, the exterior is beautiful. Yes, they could maybe do with a turbo. But at the end of the day, I still think that the Mazda CX-30 is a fab offering. And I love driving it. It's very sophisticated. And I think that Mazda have made a sort of push to being a more premium sort of manufacturer and premium brand. And this has been like this for a long time, but it does feel quite premium. And I'm a big Mazda fan, as you may be able to tell. Let me put my foot down. See, that's the only thing it does whine a bit when you want to push it. But it's right. But smooth, enough oomph. I don't really have any complaint. Except for the robots that are all changing to orange as I approach them. Some days you just get every red robot. and other days all green. What is that about? Who do you think's pulling those strings?